Hi, I'm Brian. Kettles on, make yourself a cup of tea. Now, today I'm talking about the Disney Plus series Loki and the first episode, which I watched a couple of days ago. Now, this is the only Marvel show on Disney Plus I've been interested in. I tried to watch WandaVision, but only got a few episodes in before I lost interest. I didn't have any interest in Falcon and Winter Soldier, so I haven't watched that. But I was looking forward to Loki, mostly because Tom Hiddleston's portrayal of Loki in the films has been fantastic, and it's no different in the series. He is superb in the role of the character. But what of the show itself? Well, personally, I did enjoy it. It's not the best thing what Marvel's done, but it's by far not the worst. It was an enjoyable hour of watching. The episode literally starts off with Loki escaping the Avengers in Endgame and shows where he goes after he disappears with the Tesseract. Now, there will be a couple of spoilers here and there, so if you haven't seen it, I am just warning you that there will be some spoilers here. Once Loki disappears with the Tesseract, it shows him appearing on another planet, and then after trying to communicate with the local population, some agents come in, apprehend Loki, and take him back to the Time Variance Agency. I believe that's what it's called. And from there, it's when the series gets going. And this is where I do have a little bit of an issue with the show, because the agents that apprehended Loki on the planet say it's because he disappeared from his own time. Now, in Endgame, the Avengers also travelled in time. Nobody showed up to stop them. And there is a very lazy explanation for this in the show. Loki says the same thing, that the Avengers went through time and nobody stopped them. The explanation that is given is it was meant to happen. That's it. That's the only explanation you get for it, that it was meant to happen, which I don't think is great writing, but that's the explanation we're being given, and that's what we're stuck with. I think they could have made some better explanation up. Maybe the Time Variance Agency was founded after the events of Endgame. That could have been the solution. But like I have said in previous videos, I'm not a writer and I don't claim to be. But I do feel that explanation what is given in the show is just a lazy one, which they threw in there and gone, nah, that'll do. But what of the rest of the show? Well, the rest of the show, like I say, it was pretty enjoyable. Now, there is a big piece of exposition that gets told to the audience at the same time as it gets told to Loki about what the Time Variance Agency does, and about a group of three people called the Timekeepers. And it mentions the multiverse, so I'm going to assume at some point it will link up to Doctor Strange 2, like WandaVision is supposed to, but obviously they changed the end of WandaVision because Doctor Strange was meant to be in that, but he wasn't. And then after this little cartoon, what Loki gets made to watch, he gets brought in front of a judge, asked to be found if he's guilty or not guilty of essentially going through time, changing time. And then that's when Owen Wilson comes in and says to the woman who was talking to Loki that he could really use one of the cases he's working on. And then essentially a big part of what happens next is Loki and Owen Wilson's character, who I can't think of the name of, is in a room, and it essentially becomes a bit of a clip show from previous Avengers films and Thor films, showing Loki his past actions and actions which he doesn't know he's done yet, which takes place after the first Avengers film. Then there's an escape attempt from Loki, and then towards the end he gives Owen Wilson answers to questions he was asking him, tells him he doesn't enjoy doing the things what he does, but it's his role. That's pretty much it. There's not much to the first episode. It's an explanation of setting up why Loki's there, why the Time Variance Agency's in there, and what they need him for. But as I say, I did enjoy it. I think it could have been better than what it was, but it wasn't terrible. There's a few major issues with it. One being the lazy explanation of why the Time Variance Agency didn't come for the Avengers when they went through time. And at one point through the episode, there's a drawer with a load of Infinity Stones in. I don't know whether that was put in for a joke, or whether it's put in to show that they've been through different timelines. But considering the Infinity Stones are meant to be the most powerful items within the Marvel Universe, it just seemed to weaken the effect what they're meant to have a little bit. But like I say, the show wasn't bad. I know I've said that a couple of times now. Tom Hiddleston gives another fantastic performance as Loki. It's by far the best performance in the show. Owen Wilson gives a great performance with what he's got to work with. I am very disappointed that so far I know it's only the first episode and there's another 5 to go, so it could happen, but so far they haven't had Owen Wilson say wow, and I really hope it does happen at some point. But there is a reveal at the end, which I won't spoil for people who haven't seen the show. I know some people did see it coming, but personally I didn't. But we'll see where they go with this reveal in the next few episodes. But as far as an hour's worth of entertainment goes, I personally think it was a decent show. I will be watching the next episode when it comes out. I just hope that the quality of the episodes don't dip. Like I say, it wasn't fantastic, but it was good. It's by no means the greatest thing Marvel's put out, but it's by far not the worst thing they've done. And if you're a Marvel fan, obviously you're going to watch it. If you're a Tom Hiddleston fan as Loki, I would suggest at least giving it a go. You might enjoy it. Like I say, his performance is again outstanding as Loki. Can't be faulted. He is the best in the show, which you would expect him being the title character. But as I have said, I do hope the quality doesn't dip in the upcoming episodes. But I also do hope that it does improve a bit, because as I said, there was a lot of it felt like clip show of old Marvel movies, and nothing much really happened. They were just kind of setting everything up. But what do you guys think? Did you watch it? If you did, let me know in the comments what you thought of the show. And that's all from me. I'm off to make a fresh cup of tea.